Today, I am so excited to share with you 5 InDesign tips that are going to help make your design process smoother and more efficient. We all know that time is money, and we don't need to be spending extra time doing the same things over and over again in our design process. So today I'm going to show you some quick little things that you can implement into your workflows when you are designing for your clients to help make things go smoother and faster. All right. So, first things first, I want to get into Adobe Creative Cloud and show you how to create Creative Cloud libraries of your assets to help make your design process so much smoother. So, I am in the Adobe Creative Cloud app right now, and this is kind of a great place to start when you want to create a library that you will then be able to use in all of your Adobe platforms. So I'll first start by just kind of showing you how this works in an actual InDesign file. So I'm going to go ahead and open an InDesign file and just show you how this looks over here on the edge. So as you can see over here, I have my Creative Cloud libraries pulled up. And this is a location where we store all kinds of assets. So first things first, we have color palettes in here that we can easily pull into a design when we're working and have a place to start. Next thing that we often do, we have a album full of photos that we have licensed from a photographer that we can use in our design boards. That is right here and easy to plop in when we're creating design boards for our clients. Then we also have this, let me see here, watercolor icons where we can easily pull in icons that we have licensed and use them in our designs. So as you can see, this makes designing so much easier because you have everything right here and all you have to do is drag it over and drop it into your design rather than sorting through all of your files on your computer. This keeps things right there in the cloud for you and easy to grab and drop into your designs. So I want to show you how to make these Creative Cloud libraries in the Creative Cloud app. So when you are in here, you will go into Files. Okay, so now that I'm in here, you can see all of the different libraries that I have. And so I'll just click into a couple of them where we have a bunch of watercolor flowers that we often use. This one is so nice when we're working on a crest or a floral arrangement because we have all of these flowers already pulled in here and sorted by color. It makes it so easy to find exactly what we need rather than sorting through a million different folders of different pieces of artwork that we have purchased and licensed over the years. We also sometimes make folders based on a client. So for example, this client, we had a bunch of her map elements, her color palette, we had icons for her weekend itinerary card, we had her monogram, and then some line drawn artwork that we had made for her save the date in here as well. So then when we're working on her wedding day paper or future designs, it's very easy for us to pull these elements and repurpose them. Let's go ahead and create a brand new library together. So I'm going to click this button up here that says New Library, and then I'm going to go ahead and make one that says Borders and Frames. I just purchased some artwork, some new border and frame artwork that I have here in my downloads. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and just highlight all of these and click Open. So now these files that were on my computer that I had licensed from Etsy or Creative Market, I am able to pull into my Creative Cloud library and have them available to me the next time I am in Adobe. So let's jump back into my InDesign file and see if these are there. So now I can go right here to Borders and Frames, and I have access to all of these files that I just uploaded. I literally did not even close out of InDesign. It is an automatic upload, and they are instantly there. And one of the amazing things about using Creative Cloud libraries is that these are Adobe-wide. So when you're in Photoshop or Illustrator, they will also be there for you, which is amazingly convenient. Okay, quick pause before we get into the next tip. I want to let you know that if you are watching this video between the dates of June 9th and June 16th, every resource and course in my shop is on sale for 20% off. And that includes my Stationery Designer Toolkit, which includes all of my Creative Cloud libraries, including the color palettes, some artwork, and just lots of fun things that you can pull right into your Adobe apps and use in your designs. It also includes all kinds of InDesign tutorials and teaching you how to get your invitation files set up in InDesign to set you up for success. This resource is usually $97, but you can get it for this week only at 20% off, along with all kinds of other courses available, like my sales strategy for stationers, my pricing for profit course, and my email templates for stationers. So many good things in there. Go check it out, and let's move on to our next tip. All right, let's move on to our next tip today, which is showing you how to use InDesign preset file sizes to make it super easy to create the different cards in your invitation suite. All right, so we are now in InDesign again, and I want to go ahead and show you how to easily change the size of your files and use preset file sizes to make it super easy as you're working through a design. So this is a save the date, but let's just imagine that this were an invitation card, and I wanted to go ahead and now make an RSVP card size to add to this suite. So down here in the right corner, I'm clicking this plus sign to add a new page to the design, and now this is going to automatically populate as the same size as the rest of the file. So this is an A7 card, and so this new page is now also A7. However, if I go over to this right side of the page and I click on the page button, the page tool, I can also do Shift P, but I'm going to click the page tool. Now, this is going to open some options up here for me to resize my page. And so I could go in here into the width and height and just change it to what I want it to be. Or I can use this drop-down bar to select some of my presets that I've created. So I have one that's RSVP card, A2 card, and A9 card. So if I click RSVP card, it's going to automatically resize this page to be exactly the dimensions of an RSVP card. That will make it so much easier for you to add pages and easily have the sizes that you need in your design. So here is an A2. So now I have my invitation card, my RSVP card, and my details card, all ready to go to be designed in the same exact file. Okay, the next tip I want to show you is using Command Find to change the color of your entire document. So let's say that I wanted to change all of these different text boxes to a different color, but I didn't want to have to go through and click every single one and change it in my fill and stroke. So what I'm going to do is do Command F. This is going to pull up the Find and Change toolbox here. And I will say that most of us are used to using Find and Change for text. Like I want to change the word Saturday to Friday. This tool is amazing to use for color changes. And so if you go over to the color section here, you can actually have it find a color in your document and change it to a different color. So let's say I wanted to change all of the blue to a sage green instead. Okay, there we go. It was the marine blue that I had preset here. So this just changed all of the text now that was that marine blue color to this beautiful eucalyptus color that still ties in so nicely with the greens in the crest. And I could easily show that to a client. I'll also note that if you're creating a file for envelope addressing and you have a multi-page document that is like 100 pages long, that tool is amazing because you can easily change the color of your entire document at one time. Okay, next up, I want to show you these really quick shortcuts for alignment on your document. So if I wanted to make sure that everything was perfectly centered, I could go ahead and highlight all of these text boxes. And then up here, I have these alignment buttons that are going to help me make sure this is all perfectly spaced. So let's go ahead and do align to page. And then I'm going to click the center, align horizontal centers to make sure that everything is centered perfectly. Okay, so you can see that when I clicked that, a few text boxes did shift. So let me show you again. Watch these text boxes on the bottom here. Okay, so that is a great way to just triple check that everything is perfectly centered in your document. You can also do align to selection. And so if I wanted to align these to one another, but not center them to the page, I can just do align to selection and then center them that way as well. Okay, the last tool that I want to show you is the Edit With tool. This is such an amazing way to color change and tweak the colors of your designs without so much effort. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this little hydrangea artwork in the crest. And let's say I just wanted to lighten this up a little bit or make it a little lighter blue. So what I'm going to do is right click it, and then I'm going to go down and hover over edit with. Then I'm going to come over and open this in Photoshop. I'm going to select Adobe Photoshop 2025. Now, what this is going to do is immediately bring this file into my Photoshop platform. And now I can edit this image and it's going to automatically update it on my InDesign file. So what I'm going to do just to show you is go up here to image, click adjustments, and then hover over hue and saturation and click that. Now that I have this window open, I can kind of play around with the coloring of my artwork and find a hue that works best for me. So I don't like those changes. Let's come back in here. So if I wanted to just lower the saturation and maybe make this a slightly softer, dustier blue, and then maybe make it slightly lighter. Now, if I were to go ahead and click File, Save, and jump back into my InDesign file, watch this change. It might take a second for the changes to come through, but what will happen is this little piece of artwork in my crest will automatically update to the lighter version that I just saved over in Photoshop. So as you can see here, now that we edited that in Photoshop and hit save, it lightened it up over here in the design. And it actually is linked both of these different versions of that flower. And so they both updated and it was super easy. So that is just a really good and quick way to edit your artwork and make sure that everything looks exactly the way that you want it. I'll also note that when you are editing artwork over here in Photoshop, so let me go ahead and grab a different piece of artwork just to kind of show you some different ways to do this. So let's say I wanted to edit this one. Let me pull this into Photoshop here. And let's say that I only wanted to edit the greens. I didn't want to edit every other color. There's some blues in here, there's some whites. So I can go into image, adjustments, hue and saturation, and I can actually filter this by the specific color that I want to edit. So let's say I want to just edit the greens and maybe make them a little bit less saturated for these areas where it's a little yellow. So if I pull that saturation down, notice that it's only going to pull that down for the green sections. Or maybe I want to make the green sections a little lighter and I can play with the lightness. I can play with the actual hue of the greens and make it a little yellower green or a little bluer green. So you can really play around with the coloring of your artwork using this hue and saturation tool in Photoshop. So I could also go in and adjust other colors. So if I were looking at like a really complex piece of art that had a waterway and, green trees and buildings and all kinds of different colors, and let's say I only wanted to revise the color of the blue, it's easy to come in here and play around with the blue and the cyan and adjust that color to make it how I want. Then all I have to do is hit save and it's going to apply to my design over here in InDesign as well. Okay, and as we're wrapping up today, you've learned so many fun, easy, quick tips to help you expedite and just move more efficiently through your design process. I want to remind you that my entire Stationery Biz shop is on sale for 20% off. We only do this sale 2 times a year, and that is on Black Friday and right now. So this is your chance to grab a course, a resource, a tool that is going to help elevate your business and push you further faster for the lowest price of the year. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us an email and we are here to help. But you can scroll down to the description of this video and get that link to start shopping and grab a new resource for your business.